What's going on, guys? We are back at the lake again. Not too much traffic, only a couple cars, and we're going to go back after some of those big bass from the bank again and try to see if we can't catch a few. Got a nice one, bud.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I was stalking him behind that tree.
I saw you.
That's awesome.
That's pretty sweet.
So this is kind of results when you stalk those fish that are on bed. So just stay persistent. Make sure they don't see you. Keep working them, and you can catch some big fish. Thank you, buddy. All right, you look. It's going back into those trees, and it won't stay there long. You probably can't see it. I can hardly see it with these fishing glasses on. But see, look at it. You see it going on top of that tree?
Mhm.
You see it right there?
Mhm.
You know what it does is it sits right there because somewhere right in there
It's the eggs.
it's got eggs. And so what it does is it spends its entire day running little fish off and big fish off. So the
Babies can't eat the fish.
so the fish can't eat the babies.
Give me that paper with you. What'd you do with it? Don't put it. That is so cool.
See, look at there.
Come here.
See there? There it is.
Come here, quiet. Shh. Look at the size of that fish right about that log. See it?
No.
See it right there?
No.
See
It's
that log
probably
going
a
into the water over there?
catfish.
He's right there. See?
See, he's getting shallower and shallower.
You can't see it, man. Look out that way. It's right over there. Come on, nobody's sister.
I don't need to. I'm going.
It's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like a catfish.
Well, if nothing else, I taught her. I like this fish.
It probably shows my food.
Hey, can you wave in here?
Turn around, Ruth.
Can you wave in here? And this camera say, hey. Say, see you later.
See you later.
There's one. Nice fish, but dirty fish.
Gotta have photographs now.
I fish over here locally. Just kind of, yeah. Too bad he's too dirty. We'll get him back in the water. Oh yeah, there's a lot of nice ones in here. Oh yeah. All right, buddy. Time to go back in the water. Wash you off a little bit. Pretty little fish. See you next time. So what's going on, guys? I gotta tell you, today was a good day of fishing. We caught several fish. We didn't get all of those on video, but I gotta tell you, straight from the heart, the highlight of my day was spending time with this little girl on a dock, talking to her about fishing. I got a little clip in the video about that, but it really got me thinking, because it's a subject that's really dear to my heart, and I've experienced it myself, and I see it on an everyday basis. And that is, we really need to try and get our kids back out into nature again. Get our kids back out experiencing what life really is about. I mean, we have kids in this society, and we adults are just as guilty as the kids, so to speak. I mean, these things totally rule our life. And if it's not the cell phones, it's it's tablets, it's the computer itself. You know, I can remember a time when I was younger, it seemed like that most kids, the highlight of their day was when they were able to get back home from school and, you know, do what a little bit of homework they got to do, and they could spend the whole afternoon outside. And I remember those days like yesterday. It was a highlight for me. Get home from school, do what I needed to do if I had any homework. And the first thing I did was I ran right to our creek. We had a creek next to our house, and I basically grew up at that creek by myself. I mean, I was 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 years old. I spent hours and hours down on that creek, and that's really where I began to experience how important just getting out and doing things and putting the electronics down. I mean, I don't know if we as adults really take enough time to really understand what kind of effect that has on our kids. I mean, I have a son who's 10 years old. I love him with all my heart. But if he doesn't have his tablet with him, you know, it's like us adults not having our wallets on us, or not having our, you know, your purses on you. It's like you're incomplete without it. And back when life was so much simpler, it was just, you know, getting outside, riding your bike, climbing trees, getting dirty, going fishing, and just experiencing everything that God, this big, vast place, earth that God has given us to explore. And, you know, it makes me sad. I think that we've lost out on a big thing when it comes to our kids. I mean, we're looking at a couple generations of kids that don't even know how to fish. And that's what really got me thinking about this so much, is this little girl was out there with her parents, I assume. And it wasn't just her, there was another little girl there. And they were fishing, and it just touched my heart to see those little girls out there fishing. And they were, you know, they were asking questions. They were asking their dad, "Oh, Dad, what do I need to do to catch this fish? How do I need to catch this fish?" And it just so happens that just yesterday I went to that very same dock, and I was fishing for a big old bedding bass. She probably weighed, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 pounds. But anyway, I hooked her, and trying to get it back in, she got me wrapped around some wood in the water, some limbs and whatnot. She got all caught up like this, and I was sitting there, "Oh Lord, I hope this fish gets loose," because I'd rather the fish get loose than get caught up there. And she did. She got off, and I went back today to see if there was any chance whatsoever she would bite again, because I had a whole different plan of attack. But the kids were fishing, and I sparked up a conversation with the dad, I think it is, and he asked me questions about the lake, and, you know, things I use to catch fish with, and we got to talking about the channel I created here on YouTube and whatnot. But the little girl came up next to me, and I was going to show her that fish, and I said, look over there, see over there. And she just got all excited about it. Look at the fish, look at the fish. And I can remember as a kid, you know, going down on the water, if I saw a fish that was like 12 inches long, I would spend my entire day trying to catch that fish, because in a creek, that was like a big fish, you know. But not to get on a ramble, which I feel like I've already gone on a ramble, but it was really something on my heart. And so think about this. Think about the countless hours your kids spend on these electronics when they need the experience of getting outside, getting dirty, and by all means teach them to fish. You know, it's like we as a society have suddenly taken electronics, and they've become the babysitter of our kids. You know, take time with your kids. You know, set limits on your kids as far as electronics go, because otherwise they're going to miss out on such a vast experience in life. And who knows, you may, you know, your little boy or your little girl, either one, but getting them out there and fishing, who knows, they may have that mojo when it comes to fishing. Your son could be the next Kevin Van Dam, you know, who knows. get them out there and let them experience stuff. I mean, how are they ever going to really know what they want in life and out of life unless they get the experience of doing different things? And electronics are good. We're a long way from where we were, years when I was a little guy. They can be used in a good way, but they've really taken a big spot in kids' lives, especially, and that's adults too. I mean, you can't even go outside without seeing people with their cell phones plastered to their ears. I see people going down the road on their cell phone, and I'm like, really? I'm like, it's dangerous. But take your kids out and teach them to fish. I mean, it's the most amazing thing to see a little kid catch a fish. And first time ever putting the worm on the hook, first time taking the fish off, and it just opens the doors of a whole lot of more possibilities of your kids' future. And they may not grow up to be fishermen. Hey, they may work for the DNR. They may get involved in some kind of preservation type thing. That's all good. Lord knows we need that. But that's enough about that. Get your kids out and teach them to fish. As always, God bless. Thank you for watching the videos. If you're a new subscriber, or a new person watching the videos, please take a minute to watch my other videos, like this video and subscribe, and I'll be very, very grateful. So I hope every one of you have a blessed